Hi, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. If you have been watching me, you know that I have been sick. I'm 95% better. The only parts of me that aren't better, there goes the trash man, are I get really tired still at night, and if I talk too much, then I start coughing. So I haven't talked to anybody today except for my husband for a couple of minutes before he left for work, and then my cats. But it's a beautiful winter day in Indiana, and my cats are paying more attention to all of the birds that are out of the feeders. So they're downstairs. Normally they're up here in the office with me, so I haven't even really talked to them. So you guys are the first people I've talked to today. So I apologize if I cough. I have my water here, and I'll try to control it. But you know, when you cough, there's not a whole lot you can do to stop it. So I'll try. But I did want to tell you that I have the celebration for 2020 and the January to June 2020 mini catalogs. They will be at my house tomorrow. So if you're coming to my camp on Friday, it's my last camp of 2019, then you will be able to pick yours up. If you've bought anything from me from April through to now, you'll get yours mailed with your thank you gifts if you purchased in November, or just the catalogs if you purchased any of those other months. I hope to mail them out on Monday. I have a huge downline event on Tuesday, so if they don't go Monday, they'll go Wednesday. But they will go out next week for sure. So you'll get those. If you have never purchased from me before and you've never gotten a catalog, then let me know and I will add you to that list. You might have to make the second round. I don't know, depending on how many people show up for camp. I was kind of close, but because I paid expedited shipping, I was trying to keep my charges down, but I'll be placing another order soon. So if you don't get on that first round, then you'll get them maybe a week later. And if you have had catalogs from me before in the past and haven't bought in the last year or so, then all you have to do is place an order on my website, and that will let me know that you want to keep getting them, and I'll send you another one. And if that's you and you didn't get an annual catalog, or if you've never gotten a Stampin' Up! Catalog, just message me wherever you're watching this from, Facebook, my website, YouTube, and just let me know, and we can work out which catalogs you need. But this one is what I'm going to be working from today, because I am doing some of our camp projects, and it's almost over. So you have till January 2nd to order from this catalog, but a lot of stuff is starting to run out, because you get to the end or down to the Target or Walmart when you go, or like Home Goods, now they'll start pulling out the Valentine's stuff pretty soon, because holidays are working ahead of time, so we are running out of some stuff. The project I'm going to do today, we will be doing at camp, and I bought this. This is the wrapping paper. I know a lot of people didn't even know we had it, and I haven't used it, and I haven't used it anymore because we haven't wrapped any gifts, right? But the good news for you, it's on the clearance corner, and it's fabulous. So it's in the Toile Tiding Suite, and it was here, gift wrap, and it's, if you're in the US at least, it's on the clearance, or part of the last year-end clearance, or year-end closeout. I don't know what it's called. I will put the link below. It's all red, and let me show you how it comes, because you get a lot of it. And the nice thing about it is it's a little bit thinner. These are the ones I've cut. But you get a whole bunch, and it's kind of vintage in the style that it is. That's a cut one. Let me find a whole one. So you get these two patterns, but you know how vintage wrapping paper, if you're my age, used to come folded. And so then it opens up giant. So it opens up huge. So you could do some really big gifts, and it's really pretty. And here's one of my secrets. Every time we have pretty ribbon on the clearance corner on the Stampin' Up! Website, like sometimes, our ribbon that's gorgeous goes on clearance for a couple of dollars a spool. Then I buy a bunch of it that's Christmas colors, because our colors always match. And I put those in a box, and that's what I use to wrap my presents in. So I am sure that I have some ribbon that will match this. So I'm going to do two projects. These, like I said, we'll be doing at camp. It's also a lighter weight, so you can make envelopes, you can make different kinds of things that you might not want to use designer series paper, because I think on clearance, full price, it was $11, which is the same as a designer series paper, about the same, but you get a lot more sheets out of this, and you don't have to do what side of the paper am I going to use, because you got a clear side. So first, they're going to do two quick projects. My December camp is a Christmas camp, but we don't do very many cards, because at this point, most of them have their cards done. We'll do a New Year's card. We may do 1 or 2 Christmas cards. We do 6 projects, so maybe, I don't know, You know, here it is. It's already Wednesday and Camp's Friday morning, and I don't even know what my projects are. Because, you know, when you host Thanksgiving, then you spend a lot of time. So you can see it just cuts, it's paperweight. It's not Designer Series paperweight. So I'm just going to cut that. My paper trimmer's laying right here, but you know, whatever. Because we're not going to use this piece right here. So we've got this. This is the one that looks all pretty. It's nice and vintage. So for this, I thought if a lot of people give gift cards or, you know, just kind of flat things, but I know gift cards are a really popular choice. So these we sell, this was last year's version. This year is copper, and they're beautiful, but they're a little bit more expensive than what you would be able to get out of a package of these. So if you were doing some kind of, where you're mass producing something, these will go really fast. The other nice thing about this is, you know, often when we draw patterns on the back side of our Designer Series paper, it's hard to see because you're drawing then on another pattern. So I just laid a stack of this in my guillotine trimmer and just cut a stack of it at once because we're going to need it for camp. And I was able to cut a stack of them. So this is kind of, it looks like somebody went through it with old-fashioned pinking shears. So I'm just going to trace it. I just had one of these old ones. These are retired. These are really pretty for like weddings or we had a demonstrator get together. If you know Shannon West, if you're a demonstrator, she is our DDM, and we had a leadership event with her, and I helped her with snacks. And so she wanted me to bring a bunch of candy and like pretzels and stuff. And then we had these, and I had little scoops, and we put them all in cute little bowls. And then during the day, you could just go back and refill these. And then you could just fill it up with mixed treats. So we had like movie candy and peanuts and some different snack mixes, and you could just mix it all up in there and then fill your little bag. So you could do the exact same thing with this as a Christmas version, and these would be super quick. So that's another idea. So again, it's paperweight. Let me grab our new paper trimmer. And last month I had a special, and I'm continuing it on. I changed it up a little bit because I didn't want the girls who took advantage of it last month to feel like that they could have waited. But this month, if you spend $125 in product on my website, I will send you one of these free. So just put this in. You just line it up. I'm using the scoring blade right where you can tell this point to this point. And these don't have to be, especially because it's paper. It doesn't have to be perfect because you can fudge it a little bit. Whoops. Yep, that's score. You don't want to press very hard with this because it's paper. I was talking and I wasn't paying attention, and I thought maybe I had the wrong blade. And then again, right here where this crease is going to be, so kind of go where that line is, and it's going to crease the bottom right there. So super fast. You could whip these out. You could have your kids help you. You could have, if you have a ladies group at your church or a mom's group, you could whip these out super fast for some favors or thank yous, or you could fill them with cookies. And then you're just gonna trim. And I'm just gonna trim on my score line, which might not be exactly where my pencil line is, but again, the score line will be perfect. And then I'm just gonna kind of go up into that because it was kind of a little bit of a angle. And this is gonna get taped inside the bag, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Just right there. You could put this in your paper trimmer if you wanted. You can see it tears a little bit easier than Designer Series paper. And then up here, again, I'm just gonna angle down to that. And then on the score line, I'm just gonna go straight across. On this one, you do wanna make sure that you go down a little bit under the pencil because you want your pencil marks to show. So just cut them off. Same over here. Just cut that right off. So the idea is to kind of put as few pencil marks as possible on it. And then it folds super easy because it's just paper. But it's beautiful paper. And again, it's easy to see the score lines because you're not fighting with a pattern on the back like you so often are on the Designer Series paper. And you don't need your bone folder or anything because it just folds so easily. So you've got this. And then because, you know, my measurement wasn't perfect when I drew my thing on. This happened on my last one too. But that's gonna go up inside. So I just took this. You can see my pencil line's still a little bit, because I cut from, or not my pencil, my score line. It's partly too because I'm angling it so you guys can see. So just cut anything off that looks like it might overhang the back. Then you just need to take some snail. Where did I put my snail? There it is. And put some here. And then flip this one over. And just put some here. And then you have a bag. And again, up here, if it doesn't match quite the same, I just took this and then just rounded it off. Because if you're gonna put a gift in it, you can, like, I would put a little bit of cardstock in here if you're putting a gift card to make the card, like, cut your cardstock the same to give it a little bit more stability. If you're gonna put a baked good or something, then it's gonna kind of poke that up. When we did the snack mix, obviously it just filled it up. So you could put these just in a bowl with a cute little scoop, and then I could fill it with snack mix. But mine's going to be for a gift card, so let's decorate it. This ribbon is retiring. Some of the stuff is sewing out, but when I checked, this was not gone yet. And I love this ribbon. It says Merry Christmas in 2 different fonts. So take this, and then I wanted the words to show, not the back, because who wants the back to show? So take this. We're going to use a lot of tear and tape on these projects. Get a little bit of tear and tape right here. And then right here where you know it's going to meet together, just put some here. This way the ribbon will flip and it will hold, because if you're giving this, excuse me, if you're giving this, you know, if you're going to be carrying it around in the car or in a gift bag to give to somebody, you don't want the ribbon to come off. So now just flip that like that. And now your ribbon will stay flipped this direction. And take another piece of tear and tape and put it up here on your card or your bag. If you haven't used this before, it's a fabulous tape. It's like double-sided, super sticky tape, and it lasts forever. So then put that there, and then I kind of want to angle these where I want them to go to. So let's put this one here, and then just take a tiny piece. If you use snail and you're dragging it around, there's a chance that it may come undone, and you don't want your gift to look like it's come apart before you give it away. So tear and tape, it's not expensive. You know, it's just a stronger holding option. You know, I can make a little bend in it and it will hold like that. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. In the summer when my nails are short, sometimes it's hard to get that second piece off. My nails don't grow as long in the summer because I'm in the pool all the time. So just take your pick tool and lift that, stab at the other side and pick that up. So here we've got this. Then let's take the stars, which I'm 99% sure are on the retiring part of the catalog. I meant to check for sure, but I think they are. Put a star right up here on top. And then let's just add a die cut. At this point, what's fun to do is kind of like all of the ribbon, all of these little packets of embellishments that you're down to, any die cuts that you may have cut and not used, any tags, like just lay it all out on the table and decorate these, because again, our colors all match. And especially if you're doing a fun little, for women, maybe not so much for the guys, because they might not appreciate it, but if you're doing some little snack bags where everybody's filling them up, And they're all a little bit different. The girls will really appreciate it. So let's just find this through here. This is from the Night Before Christmas suite. It is retiring and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. These dies, especially this one, but it also has some fun words that cut out, and I'm a sucker for the words that cut out. Cuts out super easy. So that was one roll through the die cutting machine. Pop these all out. I mean, I don't know if I could love a die anything any more than that. So pretty. And then just lay this on here so you have Santa going across. And this time we're going to go back to the tear and tape because sometimes these are kind of hard to adhere. So stick a piece on him. And the nice thing about the tear and tape then is you can cut it as small as you need it to be. Just stick these guys on here. And again, it's super sticky. So let's get it on two of them. That middle one won't need it because that's enough to hold them on. Just pull these off. Maybe. There we go. And then we're just going to put it on here. And then if you're going to give this to a child, on the one I've already made, I added a nose for Rudolph, which is kind of fun. If you have some extra of the holiday rhinestones laying around, you could do that. Otherwise, just leave it off. Super easy. You could whip those out. You could have, if you're making several of them, just have a little migraine. I literally just took a migraine pill. A little, you know, relay, not a relay, a whatever station, you know, where you're just all doing your own step. Yeah, the word will come to me in a minute, but whatever. It's not a word I use often enough, apparently. I have to use words often enough, or when I try to go and I've just taken my migraine medicine, it's not there. Okay, so for the next one, this one I wanted to do, but I didn't want to have to measure, because if you know me and you know math, so I'm going to use the other one. And so the sections are about 12 by 12 where they're folded. So see, it comes like this. So again, for camp this week, I took one of these things and I laid it in my guillotine. And so you can see it's a little bit crooked now because I just trimmed it off so they would fall apart into 12 by 12. And then I took them, because everybody doesn't need a whole 12 by 12. So now they're going to get a 6 by 12 sheet. So they'll be able to make two little trees. I'm going to have them make one there, one at camp, and then they can take one cut out home. So to do it without doing any math, because you know who wants to do math? That just messes with the fun. And again, it's paper. So just fold it in half. I tried it a couple of different ways, and really this was the easiest. Then I'm going to have to use this side because you can see this is my experiment side. So when you do it, use the white. Oh, I can use this white side. So when you make, if you want to make 4 of these at once, do a whole circle. So we don't have any die cuts that are big enough to do what we wanted. So I had several, like I had a bunch of different circle things. Like here's a circle, but that's again, kind of our die cut size. Here's this. This fits the whole 12 by 12. But I just wanted something easy. So just kind of lay this on here. You can see where this isn't the one that I used because I wanted it to be a little bit bigger. But you have to, I wanted it to be as big as I could get on this paper, which is out to here. But it can't dent in. So you're gonna have to do a little bit trimming because we want a big tree. Or you can go and just move it straight there and get a perfect one. And then I just did 2 of them at once. So you can see I have one here from my other one because I haven't made it. And then I have my made one, and now I'm gonna end up with 2 more. So this is from my 1 12 by 12. And I did have to trim a little bit on the bottom to get it to stand straight, but that's super easy, and it's easier for me than doing math. If you want to do some math and you want to go get a, it's not a compass, is it a compass? A protractor or whatever it is that cuts the perfect circle. I don't know, it's a math thing, so I don't know. And then just slide your thing in here. Because it's paper, and we're just gonna make it work. Because we're crafters, we are not mathematicians. Some of you ladies are, I know. Or some of you guys, I know some guys watch me. I have lots of engineers in my life that I know and love, and they would mock me, but they know that this is how I do my things. So it is what it is. So now you have this, and you can tell it's not perfect. I can tell by looking at it, but we're gonna work with it after the fact, because to me that's easier than trying to mess with it, and it's super easy. And if one messes up, you know, it's a quarter sheet of a 12 by 12 piece of wrapping paper. So it's not going to be the end of anything. And once you've done one, then you kind of know what you're doing. So we're gonna take this tearing tape, put it on one end. And then before you rip it off, kind of fold this over so you can kind of see the shape you're gonna get and kind of work with the paper. So the lines don't match up. But if you kind of work with it, then it'll be easier to roll once you get that off. So you can make them as skinny or as fat as you want, but you want this top up here to be kind of closed. So now let's pull this off. And you want to wrap the end that doesn't have the tape, because if you wrap that one first, once it sticks to this paper, then you're kind of done. So I started at the top here to make sure that I'm doing it backwards so you guys can see. Let's see if we can do it this way. There'll be ever so slight a gap at the top, but that's okay because we've got ribbon. So we can fix it. See, we fix our math things with pretty things. So just kind of lay it on there. And then press it together. And then where that sticks off, you can cut that off. I mean, you don't want to press it because you don't want to crease it. Just take your scissors then and trim this off. If you get one, you might land it perfect. It doesn't matter. I mean, they're paper trees. They don't have to last longer than a season. So you can see this kind of sits funny. So you kind of look at it and you can see that this is the long part. Again, it's paper. So kind of just eyeball it, and again, you're seeing it. I'm doing it at your angle, so this angle might be really bad for it. Oh, we almost got it. So you're just trimming this end off, and it's like when you flatten it down, I can't see right now, but you can see if any of it's sticking larger than the rest. So get rid of this piece right here. See, that's easier than doing some math. Just cut it. Just cut it till it sits flat, because that's easier than finding some math things that I probably don't even own. So that's all you have to do. And then this up here, I realize doesn't look great. My other one looked better, but I think that's because I was looking straight down at it. But that's okay. Like I said, we have some ribbon. This is from the Christmas Time is Here suite. I think, yes. I did want to tell you, I don't think this is one of them. You can go to my website and I will have all of the information over there. Some of the products, they're trying something new this year. So we have products that will carry on. Like after January 3rd, there is a small list of products from our catalog. Like the Halloween frames that y'all know I loved because they were ornate. They're called ornate frames. I didn't put a bow on my other one because I'm talking. But you know, this one can be a little different. My other one's just not. So some of the products will carry on, and you can order them because there's stuff in the new catalog that matches them, which we all love when they do that. So those little Halloween frames, they now have a new little spring set that matches them, which we love that. So I've got that, and it will be here tomorrow with my catalogs. So if I'm ready for camp a little bit better than I am today, I might do an unboxing so you can see. I'm going to take 2 glue dots. But then they have some things like the Moose Punch that won't be available starting January 3rd, but they will return next year in the holiday 2020 catalog. So I think some of the snowman stuff, I don't remember exactly what's all on that list, but I will put it on my website. So they'll be gone when you're not necessarily using them because they're Christmassy, but then they'll return next year. And I can't remember if this ribbon's one of them, but you know, it may be. I'll put the list on, but that's a new thing that they're going to try and see how people like that. Or it may be that next year, you know, when we have a bunch of new and shiny, people are like, yeah, I've already seen that. Give me the new stuff. Because, you know, we're girls and lots of us may have it. So you can see I've added this. My other one does not have a bow, which there's a reason for. So now this one's going to look a little bit different. On my other one, I've cut out this bow. I'm not going to do that. I'll show you the difference. But I'm going to take these leaves, and these are out of the Cup of Cheer, which we are using that whole bundle at my camp to make something else that I have not filmed, but I do have that project ready. I'm making hot chocolate bags. Like I said, we do a lot of gifts, gift kind of items, and that's one of them. So again, just one pass. This is the green foil paper from the Noble Peacock in the annual catalog. It looks really pretty with this paper. So this is almost done. These would be fun table favors if you're doing any kind of a Christmas luncheon or up on your mantle. I know some people do advent calendars with these, and they put up 24 of them, which, you know, we're a little bit late for that now. But you could do a week of them for your kids or your grandkids, especially if you have family members that just come stay with you, you know, a few days before Christmas, and then you can put little gifts under them. And so instead of having something where it's big, so I cut out this gold bow before and I put that on there. I'm just going to add the holly leaves to this one. So you put the gifts under and then have a little number on it, and then each morning the kids can pick up their gift that's hiding underneath. So go back to our glue dots. And then there's the recycle. Oh no, maybe that's still the trash man going down the other side of the road. So just add some glue dots. I'm just putting one glue dot right on the top. With these glue dots, because it doesn't give you a whole lot, just kind of wad them up. Put it on there. And then if you want simple, you can leave it just like that. But again, this would be another one of those projects if you want to just have a evening of crafting with your friends, because, you know, at this point we've got a whole lot of this, you know, where we've got stuff that's left. So just put it out and use it up, because you don't have to store it all till next year. Well, let's just add some bling. And I was trying to go with a simple color scheme. So I'm just going to use the red and the green and the gold. Just add a little bit of bling. But how fun would these be just on your Christmas table for a centerpiece? You don't need flowers, you can do this. But on this one, I did not tie the bow, and I added the little gold bow. But they could all be a little different just with whatever you have left. And so right now, I think the paper was $8.80. Sometimes when things get put on the last chance rack and we all look at them differently, then they all of a sudden can sell out, because one, they're discounted, and two, we're paying attention to them. But it had been my every intent to use the wrapping paper at this camp. So I was kind of happy for my girls that it's on sale. I did also want to point out that this one is kind of Christmassy or wintry. You could easily make this into a winter paper. And this one right here, this could be, you could pair this with any of our nautical designs or 4th of July. This paper here, you can get it now and be wrapping presents Valentine's. But any of our nautical stuff would be really pretty with this. Just add some blue, and any of the sailboats, or we have tons of that stuff right now. But 4th of July, this will go, and then just save this and then whip it back out next October when you start working. Or even if you're one of those people who likes to do Christmas in July, get some of this stuff. You could pre-make these all the way to just this part in July, and then when it comes time to use them, just wrap them around. What I would do if I was mass producing these, I did want to tell you, is get one of them that stands perfectly and then take it apart. Don't put it together with the tear and tape. Get one that sits perfectly like this, then undo it and then maybe use that for a template. But I wanted my girls to see that you don't need to have a template. You can just use whatever, just make it up. No math. I have lots of teachers that come, so they probably are a little bit smarter at it than me. So that's what I have for today. I will try to get a couple of more holiday projects done, but after next week, we are full on to the mini catalog. So everybody have a Merry Christmas if I don't get any more Christmas projects done, but I'm cross my fingers I will. Have a great day. Bye.